Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. If Capricorn is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Hanged Man. One of my favorite cards to get because I know it is time to let something go. It is time to make a sacrifice in your life. Now that might not sound like an enjoyable thing. Sometimes it's not, but you know what? Sometimes it is most necessary. And I think that we gain a lot of sense of power in our own lives when we are able to let go of those things that do not serve us well anymore, right? Okay, let's go. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. All right. Some nice images here. So I feel like immediately there's a sense of going from a pretty leisurely state, or at least perceived like it is leisure, like a sense of I'm not doing enough. Right? You maybe are working yourself to the bone. But, as a Capricorn, just looking at yourself and thinking, I'm not doing enough, right? I don't know if that's true or not, but we do have a person who is reclining right here. Okay, holding out, it looks like an apple or some kind of fruit. We have a person here who is holding up something and offering. We have, it looks like some kind of beast, maybe a dog, okay? And then we have, it looks like people over here who are, this one looks like, it looks like Babylon kind of riding the beast right here. Or maybe Durga on the, I always forget, Durga is, the lion or the tiger, and then Lakshmi I think is the tiger, possibly. I don't know. I mix them up. I get these large cats mixed up. But we do have a sense of, yes, riding upon that kind of wild, solar, fiery desire, ability to control, right? Take control over those desires, those creative impulses, to it's not to kind of bottle them or leash them or cage them up. No, it is a sense of taking that energy, that raw, powerful energy, and channeling it into something beautiful, productive. I mean, it doesn't have to be beautiful. It can be grotesque. It doesn't matter. But putting it into something worthwhile, right? So I feel that there's this kind of, it's almost a duality, right? Sitting around kind of musing, thinking over a process of maybe kind of incubating ideas, really in this, what feels like, now it is part of the process. So it is not just idleness, but it can feel like that, right? But I do feel that you are in a state of movement, okay? A state of yes, offering up those energies. And we have, again, the person with the plate kind of offering up. We also have a person here with their hand raised. Now, it is a sense of offering something up to the universe, to the divine, okay? And I think that this is where we get into this place of really harvesting and taking an intentional participating in this energy, putting it into something. It could be, you know, a creative it could be sublimation, right? Taking these raw energies, putting it into whatever it is that you are creating, or working, putting it into your work, right? So I do feel, and I'm trying to figure out, where is this thing that you need to let go of? And I really, you know, I think that with the Hanged Man here, to me, I feel like it's almost like getting in your own way, right? I feel like constant needing to be productive in a way that is perceivable, quantifiable, that can definitely be something that is stifling to your creative process, to the process of integrating, in the process of removing these kinds of blockages that happen psychically, emotionally, physically. And so just allowing yourself to be in the dang thing, right? And that's what it comes down to. Maybe over intellectualizing. Oh my goodness. You know, overthinking it, really getting in there and just, you know, going micromanaging every little piece. And that's the thing. Like, if you are somebody who creates things from the bottom up, right? You know that sometimes the process of, and I'm looking at this part where he's kind of reclining up there with the fruit, it can take a long time, and it can feel like, well, what am I doing? I'm just living my life. I'm having experiences. I'm doing things. I'm just kind of idling around. Nothing's getting done, you know, whatever. And there can, especially for somebody like a Capricorn, there can be this feeling that arises of, you know, anxiety about that. I'm just kind of toiling around here, puttering around, nothing happening. Well, it's important. It's part of what we need. There is a restorative quality here, but there's also it is where the most fertile grounds lie. Okay, this is where we go and we come up with a lot of ideas. We see a lot of things. We feel a lot of things. We have impressions. And those might not all come together for whatever you're working on now. But it's not like they just disappear. They might be important for you later on. Now, for me, this is so relatable because for many years, you know, I was studying the occult, magic. I was working, you know, service jobs, mostly in the food industry, waiting tables, working in kitchens, prep cooking, this kind of thing. And I felt like, what am I doing? Everybody around me, not everybody, but, you know, it seemed like everybody around me, this is how I perceived it. Everybody around me has a goal. They know what they're doing. They're working towards it. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm just kind of living. I'm getting by. It doesn't feel like much, you know, all the time. I'm struggling. I'm going through mental health stuff, addiction. I'm losing people, you know, to mostly addiction. And it just didn't make any sense to me. It felt pointless, I think, empty. Well, then fast forward some years, right? And I went through this huge process in my life, and I won't get into that. But then I started doing readings. I started, connecting with people on creative projects, or, mostly this has been for readings. But suddenly I started to see why I had lived the way I lived. I started to understand, being a person that had been broken open so deeply. I thought I'm just like a useless, I've been abused. I've been, kind of abandoned and left behind, and all these things. I'm worthless. And yeah, there were times I felt like that, really. Who would ever want to, know me or be in my life or whatever? But then I realized, after a lot of work, a lot of figuring things out, trying to anyways, that it's allowed me to connect with people. There are often people in my life that I meet, that I talk to in meetings, in my readings, in my personal life, who tell me, yeah, nobody talks to me about things like you talk about, right? The thing about just being real, the pain, trying to lift ourselves out of stuff, the divinity mixed with the mundane. And that's not to say I'm special. I'm not trying to say that. And I know I'm talking about myself, but the point is, it all comes together at some point. It all starts to make sense. All of these pieces that seemed like, senseless anguish and to be quite honest, just the cruelty of existence. And sometimes, yeah, it doesn't always make sense, but it is for something. It must be. We must make it for something. It cannot be meaningless. I refuse. And so I understand being in that place and thinking, I gotta hurry up. I gotta do something here. I'm not producing anything. I'm not, everybody's surpassing me. Everybody has a reason. What do I have a reason? I need to figure out my reason. Well, sometimes we just have to let it happen, because it will. And then we get to this place where, yeah, we straddle the beast. We take hold of these energies, that the fires that have been stoked within us, that we have stoked. Even in the darkest nights, we found a way. And not only did we find a way, oh boy, we're really going to do something with it. And that's what I feel like is going on here, is this need to kind of let it go. Stop counting how much you've done. Stop comparing yourself. Stop worrying about it. Let it happen. Now, you need to take an active role, but that worrying, that negative self-talk, that's not it. That's not going to do it. So I also see we have a person right here, and this reminded me so much of kind of the Fool, right? Walking with all these kind of little, just, thoughts and whimsy and things just kind of floating around. The magic of the world. I read a quote the other day. It was Leonard Cohen, not my favorite guy, but he's pretty good, right? If you know who he is. His singer. They say he's the Canadian Bob Dylan, or he was. I don't really buy that, although I am a huge Bob Dylan nerd. So, but he said that don't be the magician, be the magic. Don't be the magician, be the magic. And to me, that is the Fool embodied. Not the magician, but the magic itself. The magic itself, because there are not the constraints of a plan. Of some kind of, thing driving you to achieve whatever the thing is, right? The preconceived notions of how do we get there? What is the path supposed to look like? No. No. The Fool is just the magic, just living, being in the present, creating and destroying and, receiving and letting go. Not concerned with the details. Now, do we get to that point easily? No. I mean, maybe some people do. I don't. Capricorn, I know you don't. But it's something worth striving for, right? Just letting go a little bit. Now, I keep looking at this one and I'm thinking, what in the heck? It reminds me of like an apple. So I feel that we have a person here, we have an apple sitting there. And I do think that this has to do with kind of health, maybe. Doing something to, I imagine, working towards some kind of health goal, and at least like this feeling of I gotta start maybe doing some like intentional movement. That's what I thought at first, like walking, not lofty goals about it, not something that is unobtainable, or not. It's not that it's not obtainable, it's to keep the consistency, right? Instead of like going super hard on something, all of a sudden, I'm gonna get a gym membership and go every single day, and you go for like a week, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna take a day off, I'm gonna take 2 days off, I'm gonna take and then it's hard to get yourself back there. But instead, doing something that you can incorporate into your life, like taking a walk after dinner, going on your lunch break from work, taking a little stroll around the neighborhood, right? I always would watch people walking, like if they were, worked in an office or some kind of like industrial complex, and then they would be outside, in their suits and stuff, taking a walk. And I thought, gosh, I have so much respect for somebody who does that. You take your break from work and then you're going to go take a walk around the neighborhood. And, but it's things like this where it's not a huge thing, but it's something that we can do, right? Something that's manageable. And I feel like, it is. It's maybe not that there's any health issue at this moment, but I do feel like you have this, it's like a little breakthrough. Yeah, I got to start doing something a little extra. I need to make sure that, I'm staying conscious of, right? And so I think that, that is definitely, something that is, it's worthwhile for each of us. I'm one of those people, and I always said I would never, ever, be like a fitness watch person or whatever. Well, my husband talked me into getting a Apple Watch like a couple years ago. And now I've become one of those steps people. And I have for the last few years. And it just absolutely, I try to push myself to about 20K steps a day, right? Not always realistic for me, but usually I meet the goal or get close to it. And it's just these little things that we implement that, maybe help. I think they must. I have to tell myself that. So anyways, let's see. We have a 25 right here. Feels like maybe an anniversary or a birthday. Somebody you love. Look at this. Let's see if we can get it close enough. And let me pour this out so I don't. Let's see. We have a person here, and they're holding a tiny little heart. Then we have a person sitting here, and it looks like they have an egg. So it does feel to me like it is a new beginning. When we have the egg, it is that beginning. I think of the creation stories, and the egg is one of them. And if you know my readings at all, or have looked at my sets at all, I always have an egg on the table. This one is one that my husband gave me years ago. And Pudgy's out there singing in the hallway, my cat. Anyways, it is a sign of, well, if you could think on the mound, right? If you think of a vast primordial ocean, right? The ocean where all things come from. The abyss. And then in the middle there's a little hill, a little mound. And on that mound there's an egg. And it's sitting there ever so gently. But it's a powerful egg. Oh, this egg, when it opens, it is the beginning of all things. Right? And it cracks open, it falls. And the pieces, they go back into the water. And out emerges what? I don't know. I don't know what comes out of it. You have to tell me. Do you know what comes out of that egg to begin all things? I'm not sure, but it's one of my favorite meditations to think about. Whatever that symbol is that comes out of that egg, it's something for you to meditate on. So we have the person, we have the egg, we have a person with a heart. So I feel like this is maybe the beginning, a rebirth of a relationship. Kind of a reconciliation or a reunion, coming back together closely, showing your care, letting down your guard, being open and vulnerable. And this will begin things again. And I think that's maybe the most beautiful gift of this reading. Having a reconnection with somebody you love. And I do think that there is an anniversary or a birthday of some kind involved in that. All right, so we also have a person here who is, what are you doing? Well, they're standing on a bird. Okay, so there is a person here who, it is a message, and I see also we have, and the I is upside down, but it says I heart you. Okay, so we have that I love you, but the person here is somebody who's transitioned, coming through. I feel like there's a sense of, they can't just give you the message, they have to let themselves be known. It's not like they're just like, here are some signs or whatever. No, this is like a full visitation coming. And this is somebody, I keep feeling like this is a mother. This feels like a mother because it's the familiarness maybe only a mother has with with their children. And that is that it's like, you are of me and I am of you, right? And so here I am. I'm not going to scare you. I'm not, I'm not here to tell you to clean up your room or anything like that, but I'm here to be with you. I want you to see me. I want you to see me, and I want you to know that we are woven together, heart to heart. I'm always with you. I will never not be with you. And that's what it feels like. And I feel like your mother, your mom, was a very straightforward person. Loving, attentive, but so real about things. Did not lie to you or omit things very often. And that maybe was hard at times, but I think that it was done because they respected you as a person, as a human being, as a spiritual being, as, and it wasn't to expose you to difficult things, but they knew that you had the capacity, the intelligence, the emotional, intelligence as well, to be able to know the truth about things. And so I see that very much here, where it's like, I'm coming through, and I'm not sending, cardinals and rainbows and puppies. No, I'm showing you I'm here. And you will see me. When you close your eyes and you fall asleep, I'm going to visit you, that kind of thing. So look for this dream, because I think it will be a profound one. There's such a feeling of their energy in your life. Almost like you can smell them in the house. And I keep getting it's like a rose and vanilla-y smell, like kind of mixed together. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to do these Divine Door Oracle cards. Okay, and I'm just going to flip through and stop where it feels right. All right. Oh, what is this? I thought is it the ocean? It kind of looks, I don't know. Are they at the ocean? I'm not sure, but it looks beautiful. A beautiful temple of some kind. And it says sunset. Time here turns to release and unfurl old cords of pain. Fade as the sunlight burns. Old cords of pain fade as the sun's light burns. We let it go, right? We let it burn into the forever. Okay, Capricorn, I'm going to tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And I just wanted to mention I have changed the table here, as you can see. I want to talk about a couple of the pieces that I have on here. These two I just received. I've been waiting patiently because they're so beautiful, but let me just say, they did come quickly. I'm just an impatient girl when it comes to artwork. These are from Her Stories shop. Now, I have the name of the artist. She runs the shop, but I don't have it right with me. So I'm going to make a video that a video. I know her name is Marta, but what is her last name? My goodness, I wish I had it. I have her card. She sent it with it. Oh, here, maybe it says on here. I'm reading off of the shop. I'm seeing if her name is... Oh, yes. Oh, okay, so I think her name, and she's from Poland. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. I don't mean to offend if I say this wrong, but her name is Marta Walzlinski, or no, Walzlinska. Okay. So I'm going to post the links I'm going to show some other ones too. But these pieces are so beautiful. These sculptures are original, and they're from, again, the shop is called Her Stories Shop. Okay. Now this one is from an artist who has a shop called Portland Mary. Now I have had this particular piece for a while, and I have shared before the name of the art, or her shop, Portland Mary. These are beautiful. I have another one coming soon, and I cannot express how much I love her work. And then this one over here, if you watch the readings, you know I talk about the toads a lot. This is from the Art Obscura Botanica shop. I know that he has some more of these available. They're beautiful, the toads. So I just wanted to share some more about the things that are on the table. I don't always do that in the readings. I'm going to do a video where I go over some more of them, because they're beautiful. And, you know, if you know anything about me, you know I love art, I love music, I love food, I love oils and incense and these kinds of things. So, you know, getting these pieces and being able to put them on the channel and share them is such a privilege and such a blessing. And they're so beautiful. I mean, I saw her, and the one she has the cat, which is really cute. But I saw her and I thought, I'm in love. I'm absolutely in love. So she is here with us now. And besides that, I just want to tell you I love you and I thank you. And we'll talk soon. Take care of yourself. Yeah. All right. Good night.